Hello, I'm Bill Pollock, sports director at Missouri Nets. The Blues beat the Blackhawks last night 2-1, and they clinch the Central Division. Now you're looking at me going, "Why is he wearing a Chicago Blackhawks jersey?" All right, well, we're going to talk about the game, and we're going to talk about the Blues in the playoffs because that's my job at Missouri Net. But I want to share a personal story with you, and this is a tip of the cap, tap of the stick on the ice for the staff at Scottrade Center and the staff at the St. Louis Blues. Now, look, I'm going to come clean with you. If you follow me and you understand that I'm from Chicago, you can probably hear a little bit of my accent. But I grew up in Chicago. I'm a Chicago sports fan. Listen, every sports guy around the country that you listen to has favorite teams, have teams that they grew up with that they like, or teams that they follow that they like. And so being from Chicago, I'm a Chicago fan. But listen, that doesn't stop me from being able to look at games, look at teams, and offer my fair opinion without being a homer. All right, so I had an opportunity to take my daughter, who's 14, to her first hockey game. And just by watching the Blues and watching as we watched a couple of Stanley Cup runs by the Blackhawks, she became a Blackhawks fan. That's what she decided to do. So I thought, hey, this would be great. Let's go to a game. So we were decked out in our stuff. I'm going on 4 hours sleep, so I didn't even have time to change. But we get there. I just want to give you 4 quick examples. We get there. It was Fan Appreciation Week, so they were handing out rally towels. And so my daughter and I, along with Blues fans, we got one. So we walk in, we got our ticket, and the woman is standing there, and she says, "Well, you get one of these too." And she's like, "But this will be good for you. You'll need this. This will be good for tears in your eyes." So we laughed, had a good joke. We went to the ice. I wanted to get a picture with my daughter right up at the glass. Now, this is something. Now, I've been going to quite a few hockey games. I didn't even realize this. I knew you could go and get your picture taken, but we go down there, and there's an older woman that's an usher down there. And I said, this is her first game. We'd like to just go down by the glass and have a picture. And she said, "Absolutely." And she said, "You can even stay through the warm-ups." And I said, "What?" I said, "Well," our seats aren't up here. I said, "We're kind of, way up there in the nosebleeds." And she said, "No, it doesn't matter." She goes, "Make yourself at home." She goes, "All these Hawks fans are waiting." She goes, "Go down there and you can stay by the glass and watch the warm-ups. And then after warm-ups, then you make your way to your seat." Just very nice. And she said, "Enjoy your time." And told my daughter, "I hope you enjoy your game." After that, we went to the concession stand. The woman there, very helpful. My daughter wanted a bottle of water. She said, "I got to take the cap off. Is that okay?" Everything was very polite. Asking us, or telling us where the condiments were. I mean, those are just little simple things. I know they're just little simple things, but just very polite, very helpful. It wasn't, and listen, I've gone to games in Chicago, and people are a little rough. People are just a little brash. They don't have as much patience. There's no way you could order a hot dog from somebody there, and they would tell you where condiments were, or ask if it was all right if they took the cap off of your bottle of water. So the other fourth and final thing that we saw that just really impressed me, we walked up to our seats, and another woman was there as an usher. And I showed her my seats. I said, "Yeah, we're in this section." And I said, "I think we got to go up this way." And she said, "Yes, you do." And she said, "Listen, enjoy the game." And she said, "Listen, if you have any problems tonight," obviously because we had our Chicago stuff on, she said, "if you have any problems at all with fans," she said, "just raise your hand, flag me down." She goes, "I'll come up and help you." She goes, "But enjoy your stay." I mean, that's first class. And then I also want to hand it to the Blues fans who were around us. It was probably a game where it was, there was a lot of red out there. I would say maybe 60-40 with the fans, maybe 65-35% favor of Blues fans. But there were a lot of Chicago fans. But all the Blues fans that we sat around were respectful. There wasn't any nastiness at all whatsoever. When we were leaving and we left the parking garage, there was a Blues fan who had a little too much to drink, probably in his early 20s, who waved his flag, kind of through our window. But you get that. We kind of laughed it off. But the fans were first class, and certainly the staff for the Scottrade Center and the St. Louis Blues were first class. And so even though now that I live in Missouri, I looked like an out-of-towner, they took care of me. They showed respect to me and made me feel welcomed. And that's a big thing. So, listen, big thumbs up to the St. Louis Blues organization for the way that your staff handles not just us, but handles out-of-town fans. Just a great job. So, all right, let's talk about the hockey game because, listen, I'm a big hockey fan. I think hockey might be my favorite sport. And now we're getting down to playoff time. And I'll tell you, one guy who is red hot right now is Jake Allen. 2 times this week, he has beaten the Chicago Blackhawks, and he's been solid. He made a couple of point-blank saves, some breakaway saves. He was huge, and he talked a little bit about his victory.
It's pretty cool, pretty cool to close it off at home, over the Hawks. Big win. Guys poured everything into it tonight, and you got the result in the end. It's a typical playoff game. I think every game, for me, the last whiles felt like a playoff game. I was trying to prove a point, and, I think I did that, but tonight, last definitely against the Hawks. I think every Hawks game, it's a typical playoff game.
Yeah, no doubt. He was solid. And now, Ken Hitchcock has a decision here. Who's he going to go with in the playoffs? They've got one more game against Minnesota, but I think, I'm a little cloudy here, but looking at the standings here real quick, I think that it's going to be a Blues-Minnesota matchup. So we're going to get a preview on Saturday afternoon of a first-round playoff match, possibly, unless the Blues can win the Western Conference. Over the Anaheim Ducks. They're both tied with 107 points. But Hitch has got a big decision to make between Jake Allen or Brian Elliott as far as who he's going to lean on at the start of the playoffs.
One guy has been really good lately when one guy's had a hell of a season. Elliott's had a hell of a season, and one guy's been good lately. So I opted to go with a guy that was really good lately. And that's not a slight against Brian at all, but I just felt like Jake was feeling it, so I took a chance and went with him.
Now, the Blues have been amazing, and they've been doing this without Tarasenko, without Steen. And Hitchcock said, hey, we just had to learn to adjust. They're playing very physical right now.
It looks like it's going to be the toughest division in hockey for a lot of years now. And so getting in the playoffs, winning the division, getting home ice is any advantage you can get is going to be really important. And I think we played some of our best hockey. We missed a couple of good players, but we had to change the way we played, and we did it.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, one guy who was an absolute monster last night, Captain David Backes, assisted on a power play goal. His penalty kill and his physical play was amazing. And we'll hear from him.
We've had that focus all year that we got to focus on the singular task that we have in front of us, and that's what we've done, and it's led to a lot of success. And a division championship in this division, I think, means a lot. One game left. We're playing pretty darn good Blues hockey, blue collar, great goaltending, great special teams, and I think we're hitting our stride right the way we want to.
Well, they need to. Absolutely. Now, listen, they've had their struggles. Can they get through the first round of the playoffs? That'll be a big question. Listen, I'll tell you something. Listen, Winnipeg is going to be tough. They're going to be the 8th seed. If the Blues finish as the number 2 seed just behind Anaheim and they have to take on Minnesota, I've been telling my hockey friends here at work, in fact, one of them is from Minnesota. He's a Wild fan. And man, everybody's got to watch out for your team, whether you cheer for the Hawks, the Blues, whoever's in the playoff. Because right now, I think the Wild are one of the hottest teams. So that would be a great playoff matchup. If it's the Blues in Minnesota. But they've got home ice advantage. They took care of the Blackhawks last night, played a great game. They win the Central Division, and they are building up some steam and momentum heading into the playoffs. So it'll be interesting. So no matter what your colors are for hockey, the playoff time, it's the best. And listen, to all of you Blues fans and you workers out there who took care of us as we did some undercover work, you were awesome. And first-class organization all the way. So good luck to the Blues and the Blackhawks, too. It'd be great to see them in the conference finals, wouldn't it? Have a great day. Thanks for watching. And follow all my stuff at MissouriNet.com. And you can follow me on Twitter at Missouri Sports. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.